What's going on? You're watching NFL Daily. It's time to get into the latest NFL news and rumors. I'm Mitchell Rands. That's Tom Downey. And Tom, we did get some news yesterday that I thought was pretty interesting, which is where we're going to start the show off here.
Yeah, you call that news, and I'm going to go, okay, Mitch.
I think it's at least kind of.
Is it?
I'm taking anything I can get right now.
I'll let you go first, and then I'll go on my rant.
So the Eagles, apparently, they could make a big move. This is according to Brian Baldinger. And when you really think about some of the moves that could happen, there's a few players that come to my mind.
Sure.
But the word that he used was significant. There are only a few players that could be a significant move.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Because here's what's actually going. If you put out a report and says, I'm hearing whispers of something big happening, and you don't name names, you don't give any specifics, it does not count. This is cheating. You got to name names and not just, well, Eagles could be getting better in July.
Yep.
I need specifics. And all it does is lead to rampant speculation on which one could be which.
Gotcha. I mean, I do say this, though. Howie Roseman is a very, very competitive dude.
He's aggressive.
When he needs to spend money, he's not afraid to. So when I think about some of these significant moves, I think of the top free agents, or maybe he could be doing a trade.
Like Jamal Adams trade.
Sure. But I still think he's going to go the more free agent route here. So I think of Clowney, Logan Ryan, Everson Griffen, Larry Warford. But there's really two names on that list that really stick out to me. Mm-hmm. It's Jadeveon Clowney, and it's Everson Griffen. Mm-hmm. Now, I saw this tweet out there, from Masha Kravitz, I think is the name. And basically they're talking about Jadeveon Clowney going to the Eagles, and he also said, well, there's another name that you should mention. It's Everson Griffen. And then as you can see, Everson Griffen mentions underneath, amen, brother. A lot of people started freaking out because they're like, wait a minute, he never tweets, so maybe he's tweeting now because he is actually interested in going to the Eagles. Now, again, you're picking at straws here and there, but if the Eagles have shown interest in Clowney, maybe they go a cheaper route. Maybe they go with Everson Griffen, who, in my opinion, is actually a better bang for your buck type player.
I think that's a fair argument in favor of Griffen compared to Clowney. I think I still prefer Clowney there a little bit because he's just a better player.
Okay.
But the Eagles are going to be running up, not this year, but next year. They're going to be running into potential cap issues, and by potential, I mean imminent cap issues, regardless of what the salary cap actually ends up being. They're already well above the limit. But if you do a one-year deal for Griffen, that $4 million, you're able to roll that over next year. That could matter for Philadelphia, even as they really try to go all in on a potential move here.
So if you were the Philadelphia Eagles and you're thinking, all right, maybe we do want to go out and get an edge rusher, I do think it is between Everson Griffen and Clowney, right? I mean, if you're going to make a significant move, these are the two players in the free agent market that would classify as significant. So here at Chat Sports, we're a live and interactive YouTube channel, so we want your participation. So Everson Griffen or Jadeveon Clowney. If you were Philly, if you were an NFL GM, who would you pick? So Jadeveon, type JC, or if it's Griffen, type EG. So think about how much it's going to cost. So if you had to guess, Tom, how much would Jadeveon Clowney go for in a one-year deal?
I'm going to go 12.
12?
But I don't know because obviously he wants more.
I would say 12 to 15. That was kind of like my range, right? Now, what about a player like Everson Griffen? Would you say half is pretty fair?
No, I think he'd actually go more? In the $8 million price tag.
So let's just say for Tom's hypothetical here, $12 for Jadeveon Clowney or $8 million for Everson Griffen. I think that's the real way you need to be able to look at a conversation like this. So I'm seeing a lot of EG starting to pull in. I see Jacob Tees typing JC. That's what we want. We want some live and interactive here on NFL Daily. So EG, JC, let us know in the comment section. Let's now dive into the latest around Chris Jones. And for you Chiefs fans out there, make sure you subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/ChiefsTV. So the Chiefs and Jones have recently restarted talks, which I think is good.
It is.
It's great.
It's really good. It's a really good sign for the Chiefs. And this next statement operates off the assumption that they get Chris Jones done and they lock in arguably their best defensive player, if not the best, like their second best behind Matthew. The Chiefs' decision to be aggressive with Patrick Mahomes and get that deal done is going to pay dividends for that organization.
Absolutely.
Because his cap hit went up by $500,000 this year. Of course, it will go up significantly more later on, but they're able to backload that. It gives them flexibility in the short term to pay guys like Chris Jones on a potentially $20 million per year deal. So we'll see if the Chiefs get it done with Jones. That deadline is rapidly approaching. They have until 4 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday to get a long-term deal done with Chris Jones. Otherwise, they cannot talk contract extension until after the season ends, which could be an issue for Jones, who is starting to hold out right now.
Yep.
But that talks are returning is another indication of a smart front office trying to get their guys locked up and lock them in for the long term and continue to win while they're in the midst of what's probably going to be a significant window.
Absolutely.
With Mahomes at the helm, but your defense is going to be better with Chris Jones. So I like that a lot for Kansas City. We'll see if they get it done, but a good first step.
I mean, I absolutely think the Kansas City Chiefs should give Chris Jones the money that he wants because he is worth every single penny. You know what else is worth every single penny? We got these new masks that we're trying to show you all. So go to chatsports.com/player mask. So Patrick Mahomes is worth a lot of money. And if you're trying to, do your part, stay safe out there, you can get your favorite player, favorite team's player mask. So there's Russell Wilson. We got Carson Wentz as well. We've been doing a lot of masks here on Chat Sports, and we've been hearing, hey, we want more. We want to see some different things. So here you go. And these are actually cheaper, $21.99. You can get them at the link that you see below. We'll also put it in the comments. Shout out to James and Brett working hard in there in the comments and in the description. I'll say it one more time.
Quick note, some of these player masks are actually for under 18.
Under 18?
Under 18 bucks. Yes.
Wow. Dak Prescott, chatsports.com/player mask. Speaking of Dak Prescott, what's the latest around his extension? Well, not too much.
A lot of thoughts here that I of course, will go more in depth on our Cowboys Report channel, which I've done before. There's no real progress yet between Dak and the Cowboys.
I haven't heard that before.
There are no scheduled talks between Dak and the Cowboys. They're going to push this right up against the deadline, even though they're idiots if they don't pay Dak Prescott, because it's just another mistake in a litany of mistakes when it comes down to this contract. The Cowboys could have got this done a while ago and saved a significant amount of money.
Yep.
If they let Dak pay on the tag, the per-year price is going to balloon to like $38 minimum per year next year. And that's if they tag him. Like they are. I honestly don't believe the report that the Cowboys aren't going to do anything, because it would be such a stupid move by the front office. Okay. Because the only reason you gave Dak the expensive franchise tag was to get a deal done. Yep. If you don't get a deal done and you gave Dak the expensive tag, all you've done is just burn money for no reason. It would be very, very bad. So, look, they love to take these things to the last second. They did it with Dez Bryant literally 10 minutes before.
Yep.
So, check in on Wednesday or Tuesday.
We'll see. All right, we're going to have Tom calm down a little bit. We just talked about Chris Jones, and we just talked about Dak Prescott. Both players very important. But who's more important? So type DP for Dak Prescott or type CJ for Chris Jones. I am going to agree with Tom. I think Dak Prescott is the more important player. However, I think Chris Jones is the better player at his position. But this is more about the position itself, and it is DP. But if you want to trigger Tom, I want you to type CJ. And if you also want to make us very happy here, guess what? You can hit that subscribe button. So if you want the absolute best NFL coverage on YouTube, the easiest way to do that is to subscribe to us right now. So last time I checked, over 184,000 subscribers. That number continues to go up every single day, and we are really excited to be able to get to 200K. We do live shows every Monday and Wednesday, also daily videos, so they'll get sent right to your phone. Subscribe to Chat Sports right now. Let's now dive into some more news here around Randy Gregory and a possible return. Tom, talk to me the latest around this.
Well, the update out of Clarence Hill of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram is the Cowboys have all but given up hope of Gregory being reinstated by the NFL. As the Gregory world turns continues here of the ultimate will he, won't he in terms of reinstatement.
Sips water.
He allegedly and reportedly, per multiple people, he applied for reinstatement back in March. Mm-hmm. Now, in most cases, what ends up happening is there's that 60-day window in order to get a player in or to have a decision made.
Okay.
If he applied on March 22nd, and we don't know if he applied before, on that date after, or if he even ever applied at this point, we've played that game before as well, then in theory, the 60-day window would have closed back in May. It would have closed on May 21st. But we're well beyond that at this point. We are now here in pretty much the middle of July. Training camp is more or less 2 weeks away for the Cowboys and for Gregory, and that they've apparently given up on it is not a good sign. Yeah. And this is why I've said before, at some point you kind of got to wait to see it happen. But Gregory's always been a luxury for this team.
Yep.
I know there were some Cowboys fans out here who viewed him as a sure thing. clearly not the case. I also know there's some Cowboys fans who are convinced it's a sign that Goodell hates the Cowboys and he's blackballing Jerry.
Well, how about this? We'll ask you that question. Why for yes and for no? Does Goodell hate the Dallas Cowboys? But if you love the Dallas Cowboys, please go check out our Dallas Cowboys channel. It's the link that you see below, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. And before we started today's show, we've actually just crossed 64,000 subscribers. So shout out to Tom. Shout out to the #1 Cowboys channel on YouTube. Why for yes and for no? Tom, walk me through this timeline.
So again, we kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but ESPN, again, multiple reports, not just ESPN, a lot of different Cowboys players, reporters applied in that back in March. May 9th, Stephen Jones comes out and says he's not sure if Gregory has met with Goodell. But the way that Jones, the way the statement was made, it was almost like Stephen realized halfway through he is not supposed to know where Gregory is with the reinstatement, with the way things work. So he kind of was like, oh, I don't know. Then May 21st, end of the 60-day response window, you can make a strong argument that the whole COVID thing has pushed things back. But now the report is that they've given up hope. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe, and I hope this isn't the case, maybe there was another issue for Gregory. But you have to once again operate under the assumption that Gregory's not going to be on the Cowboys roster, which leaves defensive end as a significant need once again for this team.
Dive into the latest news around the Washington question marks, because the team's going to retire the nickname and the logo that you see on screen. So Redskins is no longer denounced by, it's no longer allowed. We'll keep
the
it
Redskins
simple.
are finally going to change the team name there. What they haven't announced yet, though, is what the new team name will be, Mitch. Now, there was a report that there were some trademark issues for the team. There is I think it's a lawyer out in the D.C. area who has been a trademark squatter. He's just trademarked a whole bunch of Washington team names, and now Dan Snyder's got to go pay him for whatever nickname they end up choosing.
So we want you to fill in the blank here. What name?
Brilliant move, by the way.
What name do you think that the team in Washington is going to go with?
Straight out of the league.
I see Red Wolves. I see Warriors. I see Trumps. I don't think that's going to be it.
The Red Wolves has been a very popular one on Twitter, to the extent people think it's been the case.
Pigskins.
Warriors
Colonials
has been a popular one. I like the Red Tails idea. Red Wolves is fine. I don't mind that one.
Bandits.
I'm just curious to see which about the other. Nah, blame.
Okay. All right, we'll continue to talk here about Terrelle Pryor now, and apparently he's going to be trying to. Former Redskin, former New York Jet, former Jacksonville Jaguars, you see on screen. He's trying to make a comeback. So he was on TMZ. He was interviewed, and he said, hey, I've been talking with the New England Patriots. I'm trying to come back into the NFL. Now, he hasn't played since 2018. My only question is, Terrelle Pryor had one good year.
Yeah, for sure.
But do you think if there's a team that could get the best out of Terrelle Pryor, would it be New England? I don't think so.
I think that we have to acknowledge the fact that the best out of Terrelle Pryor at this stage in his career is not going to be 2016 Terrelle Pryor. It's not going to be. Now, I do think giving Newton a taller target actually makes sense for them.
Sure.
And if you just want to go wild and run the just get Terrelle Pryor backup quarterback in there too, sure. He mentioned the Steelers as an option too. They don't make much sense. So we'll see about Pryor, but I wouldn't hate it for the Patriots.
Let's dive into the latest news around Quinton Dunbar, and he is still facing 4 felony counts of armed robbery. But there is a report out there right now that Dunbar's lawyer is under investigation for paying off witnesses in a robbery case. So, Tom, this one was pretty crazy when you really think about the news that first came out
going all over
about,
the place here.
Dunbar, and then the news came out obviously with him and Baker, and now it's just another layer to this incredible just story, I guess. Now hired a new attorney.
So Dunbar had the lawyer who was allegedly, I should say, involved in this is now out for Dunbar. He's no longer a part of Dunbar's legal defense team.
Correct.
As he fights the 4 felony charges for armed robbery. DeAndre Baker of the Giants, by the way, facing more charges than just what Dunbar has. Dunbar, as of right now, is cleared to go to SEAHAWKS camp. He's cleared to participate. All of that. Florida has allowed him to more or less work release in the end here. The issue for Dunbar is even less so of his football future, is that the dude's facing jail time right now.
He's
and
got
look,
major issues.
The Florida police are convinced that Dunbar and Baker have paid off these witnesses. They are investigating the lawyer as well. So I'm super curious how everything ends up going down. And if you're Seattle, you should probably be a little bit concerned about that, which is why Seahawks fans Tuesday, we're going to have some Seahawks free agent cornerback targets for you guys. If you want that video, head over to our Seahawks channel if you're not already there. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. We'll break down a bunch of different cornerbacks Seattle could add to replace or just add to their cornerback room.
So Quinton Dunbar, is he going to play this season? We want you to type 1 for yes, or I want you to type 0 for no. So Dunbar obviously is a talented player, but when you got this much off the field issues, for me personally,
love the trade, but this is concerning.
This is bad. So 1 for yes, 0 for no. Will Dunbar play this year? I'm hoping everyone plays, maybe minus Quinton Dunbar, DeAndre Baker. But hey, if you guys need a face mask, what I want you to do is stay safe. And now you can get your favorite player's mask at chatsports.com/playermask. Some of these are as low as $18.99. Y'all want a new mask because they've been selling off the shelves like crazy. So we're trying to hook you up here with a new one. So you can get a Tom Brady. You can get a Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, Patriots. It still looks a little bit weird. It'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description. If you're going to the grocery store, if you're getting gas, if you're just going outside, you need a mask. Just take it with you. Do your part because we need football. Chatsports.com/playermask. Some news, kind of, right? So Madden 21 had some rankings released, if you will.
Trash game.
4 players. Dom doesn't like it. 4 players were rated 99 overall. They were Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Donald,
yes,
Christian McCaffrey, Stephon Gilmore.
Yes.
Honestly, the only player that I have an issue with is Christian McCaffrey.
Who's awesome,
He's
but
great.
He's a running back. So.
But I think that's the other reason why he got the 99 overall, because he's a fun player, and that makes the game a little bit more entertaining.
Well,
now,
they added the Superstar X Factor thing, which is just an excuse to have broken players, but okay.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about because I don't play video games, but I did see the top 10 highest-rated quarterbacks in Madden 21. No surprise here, Mahomes is a 99, Russell Wilson 97. I was a little bit surprised about Lamar Jackson because if you told me, hey, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, I would probably use Lamar Jackson.
Well, yeah, because he's fast. Just because a player is fast in a video game does not mean their overall rating is going to be higher. Their usability rating is going to be higher. Kyler Murray's awesome in Madden 20.
Tom
so
Brady
Lamar.
on 90. Are you joking me?
I don't understand.
That's ludicrous.
I don't understand.
So Aaron Rodgers at an 89, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson.
A little high on Ryan.
Let's be honest. They did Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz at an 84 on purpose.